What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Day 25 on the free-to-play account is finally here, guys. And for whoever is not familiar, this weekend, aka tomorrow, we're gonna have double chances to pull legendary champions and epic champions from ancient shards. Now, if you've been following the series, guys, you know that I haven't opened a single ancient shard on my account. So I'm pumped about it, right? I feel like this kind of hold me back, not being able to build the new epic champions. Like, I'm waiting with my third 6-star to see what champions I'm pulling as well. So I'm pumped, man. I can't wait to actually open all these shards that I saved up. 42 ancient shards in 25 days as a new player. I think is a pretty good amount of shards. Now, I'm not really looking for legendary champions, guys. So in this video, we're gonna cover the top 15 most wanted epic champions that are best in terms of progression for new accounts, more or less. And of course, we're going to talk about a couple of rare champions that I really want to get. Now, if you look at the summoning portal, guys, these chances, they're going to double. So on legendary, you're going to have a 1% chance, which honestly doesn't feel big. But for epic champions going from 8% to 16%, it is 100% game-changing in terms of pulling epic champions. Of course, if you're not cursed and you're just pulling literally the two epic champions dropping from the mercy system, 20 plus shards for each one of them. Hopefully I won't be heading there. How I specified, not really looking for legendary champions. But that's not all, guys. I do want to show my love back to you. So we're gonna have a gem giveaway as well. We're gonna have 10 winners, right? 5 of you guys are gonna win 540 gems, 1 void shard and 1 epic tome, and the other 5 are gonna win 540 gems. All you gotta do is be a subscriber on the channel, smash that like button, and drop a comment. Tell me which one is your most favorite epic champion or your most wanted epic champion, and you're gonna have to copy paste the player ID and put it in the comments down below so Banana Jam can actually send you the rewards. Just make sure you're putting the in-game ID, guys. If no, I won't be able to actually send you the rewards. Now let's have a quick look at my account, right? I only have 2 epic champions. I have Cornelia. I will be able to fuse Magnar as well, because I do have all the rare champions ready to rumble. I will be doing that tomorrow with a champion summoning tournament that's gonna start. And I have Skullcrusher, right? I have Jizo, which is for free. I haven't got a Shaman, for example. She would have been decent to help me with Faction Wars. In terms of rare champions, let me have a quick look at the vault, right? We have Galhern, we have a Kael, we have a few for the fusion as well, right? For Rising's fusion. We have Soulbound right here. And I really want to put my hand on Apothecary, right? Apothecary is a pretty strong champion. I'm quickly going to browse through it, guys. We're not going to have a look at the rare champions. We're going to jump to the epics in a second. But I would like an Apothecary. This is a Lego in disguise, right? If you're new to the game, I just want to show you. If you're pulling these rare champions, make sure you're keeping them. And we're talking about non-void champions here, guys. I kind of forgot to mention. Non-void champions, okay? So that was Apothecary. I would love to get a Frozen Banshee. And she is... Where is she hiding? Frozen Banshee. There we go. Awesome, awesome champion. Great poisoner. She can help us a lot in Clan Boss. She can help us on the Dragon as well. Even in Doom Tower, I'm pretty sure she can help us for some of the bosses because of the poisons. And then Coffin Smasher, right? This is kind of like the third rare champion that I would like to get. Of course, I would love to get champions for the fusion, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, getting champions for the fusion would be awesome. But he has attack down, so that will be pretty good. We do have HP burn here, and the passive pretty interesting. This is not a bad rare champion, considering he has pretty solid base stats overall. Now, in terms of epic champions, guys, how I specified top 15 most wanted best epics for progression, non-void, okay? So, because we have double ancients, we're gonna focus on non-void affinity. Which one of the epics is gonna help us with the dungeons, arena missions, clan boss missions, etc. So we're kind of gonna go through faction by faction, guys. A few champions, they're gonna be kind of like on par, on equal level. So let's just say 17 champions, even though I kind of see them pretty equal. So regardless which one of them I'm gonna get, I won't be 6-starring most probably the other one, right? So going into the Bannerlords, we have Stag Knight. I won't be reading the kit of every single champion, guys, right? But Stag Knight, awesome, awesome champion, crazy good base stats. We have decreased speed with a double hit on the A1 on a single enemy. We have AoE, defense down and attack down on a 3-turn cooldown on the A2. And then we have a 50% increased accuracy buff on one ally for 1 turn each time the ally gets resisted, right? So Stag Knight is an awesome champion. Now, kind of on the same line with him, because we're going to start with these guys, we do have Tyrell as well, which is a pretty badass champion, right? We have decreased attack on the A1, a double hit on a single target. We have AoE defense down on the A2. And on the A3, we have a chance to decrease the turn meter. If we fully deplete the turn meter, we're gonna land a stun. And we have an awesome aura, increases ally defense in all battles by 25%. Pretty solid stats from Tyrell right here. He was actually one of my very first epics on the main account. Definitely a game-changing champion. The next kind of similar champion that we have on the list, guys, is no one else but Duck the Pierce, right? Awesome, awesome champion. Magic affinity, this one as well. Defense-based, very solid stats as well. On the A1, we have decreased accuracy on one enemy. It attacks the enemy 2 times. On the A2, AoE, we have defense down and attack down, very similar with Stag Knight, right? On a 3-turn cooldown as well. On the A3, we have a provoke for a 1 turn on the target enemy and a 100% chance to land provoke debuff for 1 turn on 2 random enemies. Places reflect damage and an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn. So overall is a bit more solid than Stag Knight, right? And we have the passive, increases ally defense in faction creeps by 31%. Now he would actually be awesome with my Gallic for faction wars and just generally to carry me through content, dungeons, even in arena. Doom Tower, awesome, awesome champion. The next champion we have on the list is kind of out of this similarity. From the High Elves, guys, is no one else but my boy Royal Guard. Awesome champion. He's gonna be great for dungeon progression on the Golem, even on the Fire Knight, on the Spider, on the Dragon. Awesome, awesome champion, right? On the A1, we have a 50% chance to land that defense down. On the A2, we have AoE attack, damage based on enemy max HP, great for bosses. And on the A3, attacks 4 times at random. And we have a 75% chance to land decrease speed. And we have a chance to decrease the turn meter by 25%. We have an increased ally attack in dungeons by 35%. One of the best attack auras for dungeons in the entire game. The next champion we have on the list, guys, moving to the next faction right here, again, is going to help with progression for dungeons more than the rest of the content, is Mordekai, right? Force affinity, support-based champion, pretty good base stats. His HP is not that crazy, but on the A1, attacks 1 enemy, 30% chance to decrease the turn meter by 10%, 60% chance if the target is under a HP burn. On the A2, fully booked, 100% chance to decrease the turn meter of all enemies by 15%. And on the A3, 100% chance fully booked to place HP burn debuff on all enemies for 2 turns and places a 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 3 turns. Awesome, awesome skill right here. Great for the Spider. Great for waves as well. Like HP burn is not only good for the Spider. This right here is good for Doom Tower bosses as well, guys. Just overall, Mordekai, awesome champion. And we have increases ally accuracy in all battles by 40, which I could definitely use right now in dungeons, pushing from stage 10 upwards because I just don't have enough accuracy at the moment on my champions. The next champion from this faction as well, guys, Deacon Armstrong. Awesome, awesome champion, support base as well. Crazy good base stats for a champion like him. We have increases ally speed in all battles by 19%. I already have Cornelia, which is kind of similar with it, but she doesn't bring me so much utility. On the A1, we have attacks 1 enemy 2 times, 50% chance to land a leech debuff. Great for clan boss, great for bosses. Overall, would be amazing to have this champion. On the A2, we have AoE defense down. Awesome, awesome stuff. And of course, it attacks all the enemies. And on the A3, fills the turn meter of all allies by 15% and decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 15%, grants an extra turn. Very unique skill, similar with the Seeker. There are only 2 champions that boost turn meter and gain extra turn after they're doing it. Next champion we have on the list, and you probably heard me saying it multiple times, one of my favorite epic champions in the entire game, guys, is no one else but Farrak the Fat, right? So much coming out of this champion's kit. Attack based, spirit affinity, defense down on the A1. We have a HP burn and poisons on the A2 on a single target. And on the A3, increased crit rate buff and increased crit damage buff on all allies except this champion for 3 turns. Then all allies attack the target, right? Except this champion. Ally attack, lots of buffs, pretty good base stats as well for an attack-based champion. And his passive as well deflects 20% of all incoming damage this champion receives onto all allies. So he can fit pretty good on a defense-based team as well for clan boss, because he will be getting less damage and he might be one of the last champions to actually die. Awesome champion as well. The next one we have on the list is no one else, guys, but Skullcrusher, right? The only epic champion in the entire game that has counterattack. On the A1, we have a 50% chance to land heal reduction on a single target. On the A2, places ally protection and counterattack on all allies except this champion. Places an unkillable buff on this champion. His passive decreases the duration of all debuffs on this champion by 1 turn at the start of each turn. So one thing that a lot of you guys are getting wrong here, if he gets the stun, he's gonna remove the stun, right? But that won't be decreasing the cooldown of his skill, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. We have quite a few champions that are working like this, and honestly, it's not the best way for these champions to work, but that's the way Plarium actually designed them. Now in here we do have Occult Brawler that deserves a shout out. I'm not really looking for poisoners, right? I'm looking for champions to help me progress more than in one part of the game. I do have Ninja now, everybody got Ninja for free, so because of it, we don't really have to stress about having damage for a clan boss, damage for the dragon, because Ninja can do all that. Claude, on the other hand, he could help me pretty much as well. It's just a quick shout out as well. Increase accuracy, increase speed on this skill right here. A bit of shield on the A2. The A1 is nothing too great, decreases the crit rate, but Claude is not a bad champion either. Shatterbones as well, awesome champion. Ugo, awesome champion, but we're not really looking for these champions at the moment. The next champion we have on the list, guys, from the Lizardman. Quick shout out for Aox, Venomage. Quarkan is pretty good as well, but Jarek, right? We have attack down from the A1, not the most reliable attack down champion. We do have the ally protection and increased defense buff from the A2 on a 4-turn cooldown, and continuous heal buff on all allies for 1 turn whenever an ally loses 20% of their max HP in 1 hit. And we have increases ally HP in all battles by 33%. Not a bad champion whatsoever. I wouldn't mind to actually get one. He can help me to progress in the game, and he's good end game as well. On the Skinwalkers, guys, quick shout out as well. I wouldn't mind to get a Fane, honestly, but I'm not really looking for a Fane. It's so hard to keep her alive, especially early on, considering that I don't have the best gear, right? So I'm kind of looking for the Hippo, man. Have this revive is pretty badass. Revive to random allies with 50% HP, 50% turn meter, and a 25% strength and buff on all allies for 2 turns. That's pretty good. We have increased attack, increased crit rate on the A2. That can be great as well for progression early on. We don't have full crit rate. Increased attack can help us a lot. And on the A1, we have a low chance of landing a stun, but he has pretty good base stats. And overall, he could help us quite a lot, right? Steel Skull, he's okay-ish, but not something that I'll be looking to get so early on, right? From the Orcs, we talked about Doug the Pierce, right? Jork actually would be an awesome champion. Revive on the A2 with a perfect veil for 2 random allies. We have increased attack and turn meter from the A2. And on the A1, we have a 40% chance to land the HP burn debuff for 2 turns. He would be great for the dragon as well, honestly. Zargala, Sunlight Survivor, awesome champions as well. But again, we're not really looking for these champions now. Like Sunlight Survivor, she can't help me that much in progression at the moment, honestly. She can increase the duration of buffs, but Rask as well with his heal, he could be good, but I gotta get a lot of HP and a lot of crit rate, which won't be really possible with the gear I have at the moment, right? So we're kind of looking for the strongest champions. That's what we're looking for more, you know? On the demon spawns, quick shout out to Allure, guys, awesome champion, Akak as well, but they won't be helping me like crazy right now, right? We're getting Tainix for free, so we're not even gonna talk about free champions. We're gonna get Magnar. So overall, let's jump over to the next faction. On the Undead, guys, we do have some pretty badass epic champions, right? Gorgorab, awesome champion. Even though I might not be looking so much for Gorgorab right now, I'm getting High Katoon in the next 5 days. I don't need the speed aura for an arena because I already have Skull Crown. So honestly, not really looking for Gorgorab that much at the moment. Back in the day, Gorgorab was amazing. We didn't have Arbiter, we didn't have free champions from the daily login, so Gorgorab carried my ass so much. Even though he's an awesome champion, I feel like there are many other better champions at the moment, right? I would rather get a Seeker than a Gorgorab, very unique. We have Provoke on the A1, fills the turn meter by 30, increases attack on all allies for 2 turns, grants an extra turn, the second most unique champion, him and Deacon Armstrong. The passive will be pretty good for arena as well, right? Put him as lead, will kind of allow me to use different strategies for arena as well. Heals this champion by 20% HP and places an increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns when hit with a critical hit, and increases ally defense in arena battles by 30%. That's his aura. Super amazing champion, guys. From here, shout out to Husk as well. Even though he's a bit underrated, I do have to make a video in the next coming days on this champion. He's definitely not a bad champion. Anax as well is a pretty badass champion for clan boss, but I'm not really looking that much for clan boss. I have Ninja. Honestly, Ninja changes so much overall for my clan boss team. Massalia Mage, right? Awesome champion. I would love to get one. Crazy good base stats. We have a decreased speed on the A1. We have increased crit rate, increased defense, and we have immunity on the A2. And on the A3, cleanse and heal, right? On a 4-turn cooldown. He's still such a powerful champion, man. The heal and all the buffs, amazing, amazing champion. Vogot as well can be pretty badass, honestly. So I wouldn't mind if I would be to pull a Vogot, right? I'm sure I'll make it work with him as well. Now, from the Dark Elves, do we have anything at all, right? Luriash is a pretty decent champion. Kaden, pretty decent. Captain Temila is okayish. Probably I wouldn't build her. Crimson Helm, again, decentish. Too bad that revive on that is not as good. Probably from here, the biggest target for me would be Kaden. But then again, he will kind of come in the same line with the Stag Knight, Tyrell, Dag the Pierced, with the Hippo, you know, Old Hermit. So they're kind of in the same situation there. From the Night Revenants, on the other hand, guys, Miscreated Monster. What fool wouldn't want to pull a Miscreated Monster early on, right? HP-based champion, magic affinity, attacks one enemy 2 times, 25% chance to land the stun, 50% chance to place a defense down if the target is under stun. On the A2, AoE has a 50% chance to land the stun debuff for 1 turn, places a shield buff on all allies for 3 turns, equal to 25% of the damage inflicted. Even though he won't be able to carry me so much in dungeons at the moment because I do need to give him damage and stuff, he'll be amazing for the spider dungeon early on, even if he doesn't have crazy gear. That shield that he's gonna generate is gonna be huge. Ally protection on the A3, and we have a heal on this champion by 50% of their max HP. Places a continuous heal buff on this champion for 3 turns. Awesome skill here as well. And we have places a fear debuff on the attacker for 1 turn whenever an ally is attacked while under an ally protection buff. We have increases ally HP in arena battles by 33%. And talking about that, he would be great for arena as well early on. So many of them are kicking my ass at the moment in arena is actually unfair. The next champion on the list here, guys, we do have Sinesha, Doom Priest, awesome champions, right? But we're looking to get a Sepulture Sentinel, attack down on the A1, defense up, block debuffs on the A2 for 2 turns, and we have this amazing passive, 50% chance to completely block incoming damage when an ally is attacked. This is such a huge thing, man, can be such a powerful thing to help you in clan boss, in dungeons, and the aura increases ally defense in all battles by 25%. Sepulture Sentinel, she's an amazing champion. I would love to get a Sepulture Sentinel so early on. Rector Dread, we had a 10x, I think last week or a couple of weeks on this champion. She's badass, but I haven't really went to open shards for her. Attack down on the A1, not very reliable. On the A2, heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP. The more HP she has, the stronger the heal. After healing, places a perfect veil buff for 2 turns on all allies with full HP, places a 15% continuous heal buff for 1 turn instead on all allies with less than 100% HP. On the A2, we have revives a single ally with 60% HP and fills their turn meter by 60%, places a perfect veil buff on them for 3 turns, and whenever an ally under veil, perfect veil buff gets a turn, heals them by 10% of their max HP, also increases the resistance of allies under veil or perfect veil buffs by 50. Now, revivers, we really need revivers early on to help us. Revivers, they're gonna be able to carry us through the content, right? Through the dungeons, etc. And we're gonna have to be carried bad if we wanna put our hands on Arbiter ASAP. And we have increases ally resistance in Doom Tower battles by 55. The next champion that we have on the list, guys, none of them from here anymore. We're gonna jump straight to the Dwarfs, right? We have Cornelia already. I would love to get a Geomancer. Even though he is mainly for clan boss, we can make him work with the ninja without a problem. On the A1, we have decreased accuracy AoE. He could work on a stun set as well. He can help us with this debuff for the Doom Tower. On the A2, removes all buffs from a target enemy, then attacks them, steals all the buff if the target is under a HP burn, and decreases the cooldown of this skill right here, which fully depletes the target's turn meter, fills this champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses. Has a 100% chance to land a HP burn and a weaken for 3 turns on a target. Could be great for bosses, like especially bosses for the dungeons. Every single one of them except the dragon, honestly. Wherever we can take the turn meter, he's gonna be amazing for that. His passive decreases the damage all allies receive by 15% and deflects that damage onto each enemy under a HP burn debuff placed by this champion. Whenever this champion is attacked, deflects 30% of the damage instead. So awesome passive as well, increases ally HP in all battles by 25%, and he has pretty good base stats, so Geomancer would be amazing. And the last champion on the list, guys, Melga. Awesome reviver. We have a shield as well on the A2, places a shield buff on all allies equal to 20% of this champion's max HP, and a continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Revives 2 random allies with 20% HP, 20% turn meter, and a shield buff on the revived allies for 2 turns equal to 30% of their max HP. And we have the aura increases ally HP in all battles by 15%. She's an awesome champion, honestly, for the Doom Tower as well. Could be great for dungeons, even great for arena, you know. Now, we do have Grizzle Jar, Rearguard Sergeant, awesome champions there as well. A Rearguard Sergeant wouldn't be too bad either, honestly. From here, Toragi would be an awesome champion, ally protection, we have poisons, we have attack down on the A1. So I would love to get a Toragi as well, right? So not the last champion. This is the last champion, my bad. So I think I went over 15 champions, guys. I do apologize. I got carried away because there's so many good epic champions, man. And I want to get them all. We all want to get them all. These are kind of like the best epic champions for progression early on. You cannot wish for better epic champions, non-void affinity, right? These are literally the strongest of them all that can help your account. 100%. But that was all for this video, guys. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. Let me know which one is your most wanted epic champion that you would want to pull this weekend. And appreciate all of you guys watching. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. That means a lot to the channel, actually, guys. And I'll see you all soon on another video. Till then, peace out.